Hello SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the Brummbar? Something like that, which is the Tier 6 German tank destroyer of the Sturmtiger line. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it and tell you the equipment and crew skills I have on this tank, which I don't have much time, so I got to do this stuff fast. Okay, so I have the advanced loader, advanced gunline drive, enhanced target info, and the advanced reload. For my equipment, for my skills is born leader, rapid loading, deadeye, silent driving, situational awareness, sixth sense, clutch braking, steady aim, and run and gun. This is also the crew I use for my Sturmtiger, and also the loadout I use for the Sturmtiger. So I do want to go ahead and say, if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing because it helps the channel out a lot. And it's free. You can always unsubscribe later because I'm going to be uploading daily until 2022. So, yeah. So, let's talk about the Brummbar. Tier 5 to Tier 6. What do I expect? Okay, so I did the Tier 5 yesterday. Did the Tier 6 today. So let's talk about the 5 to the 6. So what's the saying with this versus the 5 to the 6? Well, you want to keep your equipment and crew scales about the same. Your loadout, you want to use the big gun, and you want to have heat and premium high explosive. I mean, the standard high explosive can be okay, but you just want to have heat and premium high explosive on this tank and just switch between the two. Now you actually have a good amount of hit points for your tier. Before, it was just at Tier 5, it was 320 hit points, and that wasn't a lot for Tier 5, even for like Tier 5 medium tanks. Now you bump up to Tier 6, and now you have 600 hit points, which now you can take a couple of shots at the tier. The armor is okay. It's 100 millimeters armor. It's pretty, it's slanted, but I wouldn't really rely on the armor even at the same tier. Tier 5s and Tier 5s will be able to bounce off of it. I also do want to go back to the 600 hit points, and goodbye Rab 2. That is like the second time I got one-shot in this game. Anyway, the hit points gives you much more room to play with. It's 600, so it's a lot better than the Tier 5, but not as good tier for tier as the Sturmtiger. I did notice that from the Tier 5 to the Tier 6, it's starting to play a lot more like the Sturmtiger. It looks like it's going that the 5 is playing the least like the Sturmtiger, and the Tier 6 is more likely, so it's just getting, it feels like the more and more I go up the tiers, more and more it starts to play like the Sturmtiger, which is great. Also, I do want to go ahead and mention that the yaw limit of this tank is great. It's actually 10 left, 10 right, so you actually can sit in a place and just kind of snipe because you have a wider angle of fire than the Tier 5. Your gun depression is actually 5 degrees, which is 1 or 2 more than the Tier 5. Now, you actually have a 150 millimeter gun, which both high explosive rounds do 660 damage, so that's quite a bit of damage. Your heat rounds do 580. Both of your high explosive rounds do 75 damage, and your heat rounds have 175 millimeters. 175 millimeters of penetration, that gives you a DPM of 1,786. And the premium high explosive, the high explosive that you should be using, has 4.11 meters per splash, which is a pretty nice splash. Speed's pretty decent. So how do I recommend playing this tank? Pretty much just like the Tier 5. Just pretty much how you play the Tier 5. Don't be out there in the front lines. Try to be like in the second line, and try don't to get hit, because you don't have the armor to take the shells. I mean, the armor can bounce some shells and switch between your heat and premium high explosive when you see fit to. So yeah, heat rounds when you can't when you know you can penetrate the shot, and high explosive when you know you can't penetrate the shot, or when they're side scraping. So yeah, that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Also remember to SLAPAFISH, because why would you not? And peace out, see ya.